All right, guys, it's time to kind of revisit this. I did this in the first podcast, but in case you missed it, these are like brutal truths about learning guitar. So it doesn't matter where you are in your journey. In my mind, there's kind of three levels: beginner guitarist, developing guitarist, musical guitarist. We're trying to get to musical player. That's the highest version of ourselves. So let's just talk about these. Do your dishes, do your laundry, walk the dog, chill, come back, drop a comment. The more interaction we can get, the better. I want to hear from you where you are in your journey. All right. So the overarching theme to this whole thing is number one, before we move through these 7 ideas I have or key points, guitar is going to take you years to learn. That's just it. It's going to take years to learn. There is nothing you can do about that. Now, some people can progress faster than others, but nobody's going to be a great guitarist right away. All right, so let's kind of go into some of these ideas. Again, hop onto that device, give some feedback. The more interaction, the better. But if you want to just listen, cool. So let's go to key point number 1. So you probably already know enough to get better. You know enough. So most guitars, they don't need another chord, a scale, a lick, or exercise. I say this a bazillion times in my videos. Don't be a collector, be a connector, right? You need to spend more time making music with what you already know. You could know 3 open chords, and then you've got to develop your system where in your head, you're like, okay, what can I do with these 3 chords? What can I learn? What can I learn right off of these 3 chords? You got to think deeper. You got to develop those musical pillars, those musical systems, or you're going to spin your wheels for years, okay? And you don't want to do that. So spend more time with the music you already know. Like, I get it. Difficult techniques, speed may impress other guitarists, but most listeners care far more about whether the music feels and sounds good. And I try and preach this in all my videos too. Like, it's all about thinking like a songwriter. Every little thing you create is like an amazing song, amazing idea that goes in your catalog. So you need to buckle down and work with what you already know, okay? Don't collect too much or you're going to go insane. You only have so much bandwidth in life, all right? So let's go into number 2. And again, any of these resonate with you? You agree, you disagree? Drop it in the comments. The more interaction we can get, the better. Okay, now, again, this ties into my collecting thing. Practicing more material can actually hold you back. So if you're continually collecting new information, it's like, in your head, it's going to create an illusion of progress, but you're not actually making progress. You're just collecting more information. So you're not actually going deeper. Like, I think of it like I've used that iceberg analogy. You know, the smallest part of the iceberg is poking above the water. You want to go below the surface. You want to go deep and soak in all that knowledge on a deeper level. So guitar, remember, I told you, it takes years, not months. And if you're constantly switching exercises, it's going to prevent your existing skills from becoming dependable and musical. So again, take your small set of ideas and go deeper with them. For example, and I say this all the time, and if you've been on this channel, and even if you haven't, triads are like they're like my holy grail of guitar. They are my personal teaching philosophy. They are everything. Learn the triad shapes for those 3 open chords in 2 different positions and build out from there. So that's what you want to do. You want to go deeper with what you already have. Don't keep learning 10 songs. Take the first song, learn the verse, then learn, okay, how are those chords made? Okay, this is where the theory comes in. And yeah, you don't have to have theory to be a great player, but I'm telling you, if you just learn some basics, it's going to make you a far more confident player and it's going to help you go deeper quicker. All right, let's go to number 3. This one, I say rhythm is king now and forever. If your rhythm is weak, everything sounds weak, period. There's just no debating that. If you don't have rhythm, you have nothing, right? Rhythm affects every single chord, every lick, every scale, every solo, everything. You can't connect. If you can't connect anything with rhythm or rhythmically, the groove, you have nothing, okay? So you always have to have rhythm at the forefront of everything you're doing. And I say it over and over, rhythm is king. Lately, I've been saying how muting, which controls the dynamics and the sound, that's in the king's court, right? So there's certain skill sets that are non-negotiables. And obviously, if you play guitar, you need to develop a heavy instinct for rhythm. You need to internalize rhythm, to feel it, to vibe on it. Now, I will say too, I noticed with my kiddos who are both musicians, yeah, they can transfer to other instruments easier and quicker than other people because they have that internal rhythm built from their other instruments. But if you're just playing a guitar and you've never played anything else in your entire life, you need to really focus on that, right? Your rhythm can be improved through, I talk about muting, dynamics. It's all, listen guys, the truth of this is just repetition. I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't show up, you're not going to get good. You're just not going to ever get to I just want you to be the best version of yourself. That is the only person you're competing against is yourself. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Use all your heroes for inspiration. Use other players you see for inspiration. Do not compare yourself to them. They're you, they're them. I'm me, right? So we want to be the best versions of ourselves. So practice your rhythm skills every day. Pick up your phone and record yourself playing. Listen back. Take off your guitar hat and put on your producer hat. Learn to produce your sound. Like be honest with yourself. Okay, you know what? I sound pretty bad here. But again, always go deeper to keep making progress. Don't just ever settle for mediocrity. Don't settle for the mediocre version of yourself. All right. And I will say, if you can play with other musicians, I say this all the time, that's going to help you more than anything else because you have to learn how to give and take, right? You have to learn how to balance. You have to learn how to work as a team. You know, I'm playing in a little 3-piece trio right now with a husband and wife drummer and bass player. And you've seen them in some of my videos and you'll see more if you haven't seen those yet. And then I play by myself all the time. And then I play with my friend Max in a duet. So there's all kinds of ways you can do this. So if you don't have anybody to play with yet, record yourself. Record 4 bars. Play 4 open chords and play it for a minute and then play back with yourself and kind of start building that internal rhythm. So there's just no debating that. I shouldn't even have to say that, to be honest. If you don't have rhythm, you have nothing. And I've heard people say like, I don't have any rhythm. That is total baloney because everybody has the ability to develop a deep sense of internal rhythm. You just have to show up and put in the reps. You either want it or you don't. That's just the truth. So if you want it, show up, put in the reps every day, and you're going to get better. It's as simple as that. Okay, let's go to number 4. Now, I know we talk a lot about shapes on guitar, right? Memorizing chord shapes, memorizing scale diagrams. Those can help you begin, and that's great. I think it's good to build some familiarity. Think of the guitar neck as like a city or a neighborhood, and you're trying to learn your way around that neighborhood. There's multiple pathways, but if you don't know them, you don't know them. You're blind to them, right? So yeah, we're using chord shapes. We're using scale patterns to kind of learn our way around the neck, but it doesn't automatically reveal how the instrument's connected. Music theory, okay, now this is what becomes valuable when you recognize those shapes, like the triads inside of the larger chords. You see the shared notes. You understand the progressions. You understand that the major scale is the blueprint for everything. You know how to build a triad. Then you know how to build a major 7 chord or you know how to build different 9s and 11s, and you know how the extensions work. That's where the theory is really invaluable. So now you've got all these shapes, and then you understand the theory behind them. That's a really powerful thing that, listen, it's all about building confidence. So don't you think that knowing more, having more knowledge is going to make you feel more confident about what you're doing? And of course, that's more of a rhetorical question because yes, of course you are going to feel better when you have tons of knowledge and you know what you're doing and you know how to connect it from a theory side of things. You don't have to learn crazy deep theory. You don't have to learn, all your modes and then how they're made and the form. Just learn the basics based off of the major scale. All right. So again, this is the connection. I always roll back to connecting, not collecting, okay? Connecting scales to harmony, understanding how those notes fit inside those other chords, and this scale lies inside this scale, and this is how they're connected, okay? It becomes amazing once this starts clicking for you. Now, I've been doing a daily music theory question in the community post, and I absolutely love, and drop a comment if you're listening and you're one of those people. I love seeing where you're like, oh my God, I'm getting it. I'm finally understanding it. That's powerful. That's you feeling empowered, all right? So keep Keep working on that. All right, let's go to number 5. Now, this is the one. The skills you listen to this is important. The skills you avoid will eventually become the ceiling. That's your ceiling. That's going to become your ceiling of who you can be as a player. You will not progress past that. All right. So if you're avoiding different rhythms, you're avoiding bar chords, you're avoiding triads, you're avoiding theory, recording, you're avoiding improvising. If you're avoiding other people because of the fear factor, okay, you're not going to expose any of your weaknesses, right? It postpones the moment when it limits you, right? You have to hit a wall and fall down and be like, that was not so good. But then you regroup, you reflect, and you progress, you move past for it. The skill that creates the most frustration may be the exact skill standing between you and the player you want to become. And I say it all the time. Listen, I've played 35 plus years. I know enough. I could be happy playing what I play the rest of my life. However, I never, ever will settle for where I am right now, okay? So I've reached musical player level because I put in years of reps, but I'm still not the best. Can we always be, think about this, can we always be a better version of who we are right now? And if your answer to that is yes, which your answer is yes, I'm just going to tell you, you can always be a better version of where you are right now, then you got to keep going. So don't ever limit yourself, all right? Like, don't avoid any skill sets. So that's why I say, don't let fear, listen, if you have people to play with and you could actually access them and you're just afraid, who cares? Just go play with them. Listen, man, every single one of us had to start from day one at this, what we're talking about here. Like, from my first day I played with a music, I played in a band with a guy, the other guitar player, had played for 15 years. I played for a year, and you know what happened for me? I got exponentially better faster because all of his knowledge rubbed off on what I was doing. Surround yourself by people that are better at you in your craft, and they're going to lift you up. I'm just speaking from experience. Okay, let's go to number 6. All right, here's the thing too. This ties into what I just said. You're never really going to feel completely ready at anything, right? You can feel really confident, but there's always going to be a little bit of self-doubt in there. I think it's just human nature. So you're probably never going to feel ready to jam with other people, record, improvise, perform, or share your playing. But everyone has like legitimate responsibilities in life, insecurities and circumstances that make progress harder. I get it. Like I keep saying, show up, but we only have so much bandwidth. But, you know, confidence always normally arrives in at least after taking action, not before it. So you just got to show up and take action. Listen, if you've only got 5 minutes to play guitar today, then show up for those 5 minutes and go deeper on a simple concept, and you'll make major progress. You'll make more progress than someone who shows up for an hour with no direction. Now, don't get me wrong, putting in reps for an hour on the guitar and getting your fingers, but if they don't have a musical system that's solid in place, like let's say that you do and they don't, your 5 to 10 minutes of practice will be more efficient and effective than their 1 hour of just, you guys have heard the term noodling, okay? So let's try and use noodling with purpose, all right? But go deeper. So just show up. It's okay. This is human. Like, we're always going to feel a little insecure in certain situations, but the more reps you put in and the more you progress, the better you're going to feel about yourself. And I guarantee you it's going to come out in your playing, okay? All right, so let's go to the last kind of idea, and then we'll wrap this up. And again, drop comments in there. So here's the fact of the matter. Number 7, great way to book into this. Nobody is coming to organize the guitar for you, okay? Now, I'm going to keep showing up here on this channel. You probably have other YouTubers you love watching. Maybe you have personal teachers, but like, YouTube's going to continue handing you chords, scales, licks, systems, hacks, impressive techniques. But eventually, you're going to have to decide what matters. You're going to have to discard what doesn't. And you're going to have to build a connected system that turns information into music. Okay, so for example, I've told you, I'm going to stay really consistent on here. I'm going to talk about rhythm is king now and forever. I'm going to talk about muting is in the king's court. I'm going to tell you got to learn your triads. They're everything, and you have to always think like a songwriter. Boom. And you have to create your musical pillars, your musical systems, which is exactly what this is. You have to build a connected system that turns information into music, okay? And we have to have fun. Like, listen, everything I talk about in here, I want you to know I'm trying to make it fun for you and make you have fun with the instrument, have fun creating music, or you really shouldn't do it. If you're not having fun, then something's wrong. So you need to reassess, reevaluate, reflect, adjust, all right? Usually that just starts by connecting, not collecting, okay? So think about yourself. I know all of you out there, I'm guilty of it too. We've collected way too much and we're all over the place. And I have like ADHD bad. So for me, I have to have a very specific system in place. So honestly, for me, trying to teach you on YouTube has been a great thing for me to organize my thoughts because I'm accountable. I have to show up for you. I have to show up for myself. All right. So those are a few truths. But again, the underlying number one, brutal truth, and I will always tell you the truth. I will never sugarcoat on here. You guys see some of his YouTubers, yeah, we have to play the YouTube game. Oh, I will do this for you in 10 minutes. And yeah, that's true. And I've used some of those titles. I'm guilty of that. But the fact of the matter is I'm always going to tell you the truth of what you need to do. Guitar is going to take you years, okay? Not weeks, not months. Now, maybe if you played music as a kid or you have some experience, you can progress faster. But you will progress faster than everyone else if you simplify, you connect, you don't collect. We can collect after we've connected, okay? Because we can't just connect and then not collect anything else. But whatever we collect, we always connect the dots. I said that used to say that in my early on videos a lot. I should bring that back. Connect the dots, right? So listen, to just end it right now, you will never know everything about the guitar. You will, and you don't need to, okay? That is the beautiful thing about music. That is the most amazing thing about music to me, and that's what excites me more than anything is you will never know everything about guitar and music, and you don't need to, but you do need to connect on a deeper level and just keep progressing. Don't want you to have a ceiling. There is no ceiling if you just follow what I'm saying on here, reflect on it, and build. Keep building, okay? Build systems, go deeper, collect less, connect more. Mic drop, boom. All right, you guys drop jellyfish or your favorite sea creature in the comments. Where are you listening from? Where are you playing music from? That's my favorite part, meeting you guys. We're all over the world. We're all the same. We're just trying to become the best version of ourselves. Okay. Keep going. Only you can stop you. I will see you in the next one. Appreciate and love you all. Peace.